How would you feel if I told you that time is just a concept? That your past, present, and future are not separate, but are existing at the same time, woven together in a vast, infinite web of consciousness. And your past isn't just your past, but merely just a different state of awareness you were in than you are now. And this is why things are different from the past. Your past is not behind you. Your future is not ahead of you. Instead, they are different states of awareness, existing simultaneously, like radio frequencies playing at the same time. You play one radio show, but that doesn't mean none of the other ones still aren't playing, but you don't get to experience them. Only the one you're playing now. You can't see your past or your future, but that does not mean they are not existing. You are just here now. You find you can't go back to the past. If you have a more evolved mind at this moment, you have a deepened sense of awareness and self, you are much stronger and more evolved. You are on a completely different state of being than you have been once before. Therefore, your reality is different. However, some people can go back a few places, and when they make wrong decisions and don't act from the highest point of view, they may feel like they're being pulled back into the past again. Or time may seem like it's going so much faster the more and more you evolve. Think about this. Have you ever had a moment where you felt like time slowed down, or perhaps it sped up? Maybe you felt like you were reliving something, stuck in a loop, repeating the same lessons, the same cycles, the same struggles. This is because time is not linear, it is fluid. You are not bound by it. You move through it based on your state of being. You may feel like you are whizzing through time. If you have found yourself being stuck in a place for way too long and nothing is changing for you, I will tell you one thing. Nothing changes when nothing changes. Normally, as we move through what we call time, it does seem like things are moving from past, present, and future, because the older we get, the more evolved we get too. So that makes sense. Right now, you are listening to this meditation from one frequency, one state of mind, but there is another version of you, one that already exists, who has transcended your current limitations. A version of you that has everything you desire, who has healed, grown, flourished. This version is not distant. It is not waiting for you in some far-off future. What if I told you that it doesn't have to take time to truly become the highest version of yourself? What if I told you the highest version of yourself already exists, and that can just be as easy as switching through different radio shows as it can be to stepping into the highest version of yourself? We humans view time as how long it would take to travel from one point of consciousness to another, or let's say how fast it would take to travel from one object to another. If the objects are far apart, it would take more time to get to the other object. And if we move at a slow pace, it will take even longer. Now, how much distance do you feel between you right now and the highest version of yourself? This meditation will encourage you to make that gap smaller. Now, how fast do you think it will take from the speed things have been going at to get from here to the highest version of yourself? Our aim is to close that gap completely so that you destroy the man-made concept of time and follow the fact that out there is the highest, most authentic, most evolved version of yourself existing right now that you can reach much faster than you think. But the highest version of me is a lot happier and more free, you may think. Of course it would take time to feel that way, as I don't feel that way right now. But the highest version of me is a lot richer than me, you may think. Saving up money will take me time. The emotions of joy and freedom are available to you right now. Just because you don't feel them doesn't mean they don't exist. They are right here now. You may believe that to become that person you need time, that happiness, success, wealth, freedom, they are things you must earn over the years of efforts. But what if I told you they are already here? That the emotions, the energy, the reality you desire already exists within you. You don't have to wait for them. You only need to shift into the frequency where they already are. And how would we do this? We need to act from the highest point of view. How would your highest self act in this kind of situation? What would your highest self say or do? How does your highest self view themselves? Do they speak from a place of lack or confidence? And in order to close the gap, we need to become the highest versions of ourselves. No longer looking to some person from the future, but realizing we can become them right now. And if what you do in your everyday life, how you treat yourself and nourish your soul, how you treat other people, the love you share, how openly you help others, how motivated you are, if all of that aligns with the highest version of yourself, and that is something your highest self would do, you have already become it. Imagine this. If you were a radio and your highest self was a station broadcasting pure abundance, confidence, and wisdom, the only thing preventing you from hearing it is the fact that you are still tuned into an old frequency, one that tells you you're not ready, not worthy, not capable, and your higher self wouldn't even be able to integrate into your life because you just can't hear them, but they are always there. Today, we are going to tune into the frequency of our future self, and as we do, the gap between who you are and who you desire to be will dissolve. You will no longer walk towards your future, you will become it. Now let's begin the journey. Close your eyes. Take a slow, deep breath in and exhale, releasing all that has been weighing you down. Another deep breath in, and as you exhale, let go of the idea that the future is distant. Feel yourself sinking deeper into this moment, deeper into the now. There is nowhere else to be, nothing to chase, because everything you seek already exists. You can relax. The highest, most evolved version of you is not far away, not waiting in some distant future years ahead of you. They exist right now. They are not separate from you. The only thing keeping you apart is perception. And perception can change in an instant. Now, imagine the space around you shifting, expanding. The walls of your current reality are dissolving, revealing something vast and infinite. You are no longer confined to the world you once knew. A deep sense of weightlessness washes you over. Feel it. You are not bound by time. You are not bound by limitation. All of it, every obstacle, every doubt, every belief that has ever held you back is just a construct. And here, beyond time, beyond space, those constructs have no power. Take another deep breath. Feel how free you are in this space. You're allowed to feel free. Those feelings are available to you right now. You are standing at the edge of something profound. Take a look. A gateway. It stands before you, towering, luminous, pulsing with an energy that seems to hum through your entire being. This is not just any doorway. This is a threshold between who you have been and who you are meant to become. Step closer. Look at this doorway as it's gleaming with bright, vibrant lights, shimmering. It feels magical. Step closer. You realize that nothing else exists right now, just you and this beautiful golden doorway. There's energy surrounding you, just you in this space. No limitations, no thoughts of yesterday, no thoughts of tomorrow. Just being here now, in this present moment. Step even closer. As you do, the air thickens, not in a way that feels heavy, but in a way that makes you aware of its presence. You can feel the energy shifting around you, pulling you forward with a force that does not demand, but simply invites. An invitation to step beyond what you have known, to step into the truth of who you are. So you do. You step forward, and as you cross the threshold, something incredible happens. You find yourself standing on a path, an endless bridge of glowing lights stretching in both directions. To your left, the past. The path is worn, scattered with footprints, echoes of every step you've ever taken, every moment you've ever lived. The choices, the experiences, the lessons, all laid out behind you like pages in a book you've already read. To your right, the future, a path untouched, unwritten, a canvas waiting for your footsteps to shape it. It seems logical to move forward, to step forward towards the version of you that you seek. And yet, something within you hesitates, because deep down you recognize a truth that few ever stop to consider. Both of these paths are illusions. The past is not behind you. The future is not ahead of you. Everything, every possibility, every potential exists in the same moment. And so, instead of stepping forward or turning back, you begin to rise. You break every limitation of how your life is supposed to look like. You are no longer tied down to a man-made construct. At first, it is subtle, a gentle lifting, as if the very air beneath you has become weightless. But then, the pull becomes stronger, not a force dragging you upward, but an unraveling of the invisible threads that once held you down. You are not moving through time. Time is moving through you. You are not rising above time. You are transcending it. Because time was never something you needed to travel through. You are not a traveler moving forwards or backwards. You are a frequency, one that can shift, one that can tune into different versions of reality. And now, as you ascend, you are no longer bound by the illusion of progress. You are stepping into alignment. And the higher you rise, the more the world below fades. The limitations, the struggles, the doubts, they dissolve like mist under the warmth of the rising sun. Now, floating in this vast, endless sky, something appears before you. A presence, a being of radiant energy, a version of you. They stand before you, bathed in a golden glow, radiating confidence, wisdom, peace. Not as a dream, not as someone you must one day become, but as you. The you who has already stepped into their power. The you who no longer questions their worth. The you who has already achieved, healed, already unlocked the doors you once believed were closed. The you whose mind is expanding in so many different directions, aware of the infinite possibilities they are connected to, aware that they can become anyone they want, because they already are. Take a moment to truly see them. How do they carry themselves? What is in their eyes? There is something different about them. An ease, a knowing. They are not in a hurry. They are not searching. They have already become. And as you take a step closer, they do the same. Because they have been waiting for you. Look them right in the eye. Feel that connection. They are not a stranger. Now, reach out your hand. Feel the warmth as your fingers touch, and in an instant, a flood of energy surges through you. Memories from the future, images of triumph, of deep love, of unshakable certainty. All of it rushes through your mind, not as a vision of something far away, but as something real, something already yours. And now, they begin to speak. They've got something to tell you. Listen. as their words settle within you, something incredible begins to happen. The boundary between you and them begins to dissolve. Their strength becomes your strength. Their wisdom becomes your wisdom. Their certainty, their power, their unwavering belief in themselves, it is now coursing through you like electrifying energy going through your veins, charging you up, because the truth is, they were never separate from you. You are not meeting your highest self, you are remembering them. You are becoming them. And as this energy fully integrates into every core of your being, you realize you'll never return to who you were, because you are now them. You feel that connection. You feel that gap becoming smaller and smaller and smaller, because you can come out of this meditation knowing that once before, the highest version of yourself lived in the future far away from you. But now, as you've put the work in, as you've turned up for yourself, to be with yourself, all throughout this process, the gap has been closing more and more and more. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, feel yourself gently beginning to descend, beginning to bring this energy back with you. You slowly float down, bringing this transformation into your reality, getting closer and closer now, almost getting back to your body. You're almost there. And as you land softly back in the present moment, back in your body, everything feels different, because you are different. Your higher self is no longer a future possibility. They are here now. They are always guiding you. You are guiding yourself. And when you open your eyes, you do not return to the past. You step forward as the highest version of you, making decisions from the highest point of view. So when you are ready, open your eyes. Welcome home.